Icon series.
So, hi children, good morning. In the previous episode, we have learned about different types of animals. That is, carnivorous animals and herbivorous animals and omnivorous animals. So, now we are going to learn the next chapter, the birds around us. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about different types of birds and different types of food habits of different birds. So first we are going to, birds around us. So this is the fourth lesson. So that is the birds around us. So children, so do you like the birds? Yes. So all of us like the birds very much. So what birds do you like very much? So could you give me examples for some birds? So which type of birds do you like very much? The children generally, so all of us like very much the birds. For example, that is parrots and pigeons, doves. So children, all of us, so most of the people will like parrots and pigeons. Why? Because they are looking very beautiful and they will produce. So for example, if you take a parrot, it is present in green color and also present a melodious sound. So pigeons are looking very beautiful and they are present in white color. So that's why most of the people like these birds and they will grow these birds in their houses. So not only these parrots and pigeons, so children, so there are different types of birds around us in our surroundings. So what are the different birds you will observe in your surroundings? So not only parrots and pigeons, we can observe crow, and also we will observe some eagles, that is eagle and vulture, and also hens. Children, so hens are also birds, and also we will observe ducks, and so next swans. So these are the different birds, and also sparrows and peacocks. So peacocks. So etc. So children, so these are the different birds daily. So we will observe in our surroundings. That is parrots, pigeons, crow, eagle, hens, ducks, swans, sparrow, and peacocks. So there are some more birds also in our surroundings, and there are a lot of birds and different types of birds we can observe in our surroundings. So and also there are different types of birds in different countries. So children, all the birds looking same. That means all the birds looking similar. So no, because the birds are different. Different birds are in different ways. For example, different birds have different shape. So the birds are different in their shape. So different birds have different shape and also different size. So different birds have different size and also color. So color is also different for different birds. So different birds have different types of shape and they are different in size and they are different in color. So, whereas the parrot is in green color and pigeons are generally in white color. So, children, so crow is in black color and it is in small size, whereas eagle is in larger size. So, in this way, the birds are of different sizes and different shapes and different colors. And also, these birds will produce some melodious sounds. So children, some birds will produce melodious sounds. So melodious sounds. So that's why we will like the birds very much. So if you take parrots and peacocks, so they will produce some melodious sounds and we are attracted for that melodious sounds made by the birds. So children, so not only their sounds, some birds are very helpful to the humankind. Whereas if you take hens, So in some villages, generally the people are wake up by the sounds made by the hands. Whereas in ancient days, the messages will be carried from one place to another place by pigeons. So these pigeons are very helpful in ancient days to carry the message from one place to another place. Because in ancient days, there are no post and there are no postcards and there are no postmans. Like nowadays, there are also no cell phones in the ancient days. So in ancient days, how they send the information from one place to another place? So by using these pigeons, so they can send the information, they can send the messages from one place to another place. So these are the different birds we are looking around in our surroundings, and these are the some uses of the birds also. And also these birds and produces some melodious sounds. And also these birds are in different shape and a different size and different in their color. So different birds have different shapes and different their sizes and different their colors. And children, so now let us see about some properties, that is about some characteristics of the birds. So let us see what are the characteristics of the birds. So children, all of the birds are different in their sizes and different in their shapes and different in their colors, but all the birds will have some common features. So what are the common features for all birds? So that means there are two common features for all the birds. So what are the common features? That means all the birds will have wings. All the birds will have wings. And all the birds can fly. So all the birds have wings and all the birds can fly. So children, so these are the common features we can see among all the birds. So if you take any bird, so that bird will have two wings and that bird can fly in the sky. And next one is, so if you take bird, so most of the birds eats, that is seeds and vegetables, that is fruits and grains. So most of the birds will eat seeds, fruits and grains, whereas if we take parrots and sparrows and crow, so most of the birds will eat seeds, fruit and grains. And the birds does not have mouth and nose. So most of the animals and most of the mammals have a mouth and nose. But whereas the birds does not have mouth and nose, so it will has only beak. So children, birds will have only beak. It does not have any mouth and nose, and this beak will help the birds to catch the food and to eat the food. So this beak is very helpful to the birds to catch the food. So to catch the food and also to eat the food. So these are the uses of the beaks, but the birds does not have teeth in their mouth. So these birds does not have teeth in their mouth, but most of the animals will have teeth in their mouth, whereas the birds does not have teeth. So birds does not have teeth. So children, so these are the some characteristics of the birds. So what are those? So although the birds are different in their size, shape and color, all the birds have some common features. That is, all the birds will have two wings and they can fly. And the birds does not have mouth and nose like animals. They have only beak. And this beak will helpful to the birds to catch the food and to eat the food, but they does not have teeth. And children, so let us see some of the parts present in the bird. So let us discuss about the parts of the bird. So what are the various parts present in the bird? So children, look at the bird, that is we can discuss about parts of a bird. So what are the different parts of a bird? So every bird will have neck. So every bird will have neck and head. And children, next, that is wings. Neck, head, and wings, and also legs. So these are, and also legs. So these are the different parts that every bird will have. And also feathers also there for the bird. So children, so how a bird can fly and why we cannot able to fly and why the special features that a bird have. So how all the birds will able to fly in the air. So what are the different special features in the bird have? So why the birds are able to fly in the air? That means because the skeleton of the bird will contain different types of bones, and that skeleton will give the different shapes to every bird. So that's why different birds will have different shapes because of the skeleton present in their bodies. So because of the shape of the skeleton, the birds will have different shapes. And next, their body, the skeleton will contain different bones and which are filled with air. So they have bones. The birds will have bones which are filled with air. So filled with air. So that means the bones are very hollow, and the hollow bones are filled with air, and these hollow bones will make the body of the bird very lighter, and they are able to fly in the air. So children, remember, so the skeleton will contain different types of bones, and especially the bones of the birds are filled with air. That means their bones are hollow, and the hollow space in the bones is filled with air that makes the bones very light. So because of their light weight, they are able to fly in the air. So children, next, so every body of the bird, that means every body of the bird will covered with feathers. So every body of the birds, that means the bird's body will be covered with feathers. So there are two types of feathers for every bird. So what are the two types of birds? That is, what are the two types of feathers? So what are the two types of feathers? Children, so there are two types of feathers. The first one is down feathers. So down feathers. And the second one is flight feathers. And the second one is flight feathers. So these are the two types of feathers present in every bird. So children, so what are the down feathers? So these feathers will keep the body of the bird warm. So these feathers keep warm. So that's why these feathers are called down feathers. So down feathers are those which keep the bird's body very warm. And what are the flight feathers? So these flight feathers are attached to the wings. And these feathers are very long and cover the wings of the bird and also the tailbone of the bird. And these flight feathers are very helpful to fly in the sky and also helpful to change the direction while they are flying. So children, what are flight feathers? So these flight feathers are attached to wings. So these flight feathers are attached to wings. So attached to wings, and that's why the birds are able to fly in the sky because of these feathers. So that's why these feathers are called flight feathers. And these feathers are very long in size and cover the wings and also tailbone of the bird. And these feathers will help in changing the direction while they are flying in the sky. So changing the direction. So children, these are the two types of feathers present in every bird. So now, children, so how the birds are able to fly? So the birds are able to fly with the help of the wings. So because of these wings, the birds are able to fly, and these wings are attached to the muscles present in their body. And these muscles helps the wings to move up and down while they are flying in the sky. So there are two types of movements of wings while the bird flying in the sky. So children, what are the two types of movements of the wings? So because of the movement of the wings up and down, the bird is able to fly in the sky. So there are two types of movements in their wings. So what are the two types of movements in the wings? So let us see. So movements in wings. Movement in wings. So children, every bird can able to fly in the sky because of their wings. So how many wings does a bird have? So every bird will have two wings. And because of the movement in the wings, they are able to fly. So while they are moving, they are flying in the sky, they will move their wings up and down. So because of this movement of the wings, they are able to fly in the sky. So generally, there are two types of movements in the wings. So what are the two types of movements? So children, the first type is upstroke. The first one is upstroke. And the second type of movement is downstroke. Second type is downstroke. What is upstroke? So while moving while moving the wings up and down, so upstroke means if the bird moves the wings in the upward and backward, that is called upstroke. So if the wings move upward and backward, the type of movement of the wings is called upstroke. And if the wings moves downwards and forward, the type of movement is called downstroke. So what is downstroke? So if the wings move downward and forward, so that type of movement is called downstroke. So children, so these are the two types of movements in the wings of the birds. First one is upstroke and the second one is downstroke. Upstroke means so moving the wings in the upward direction and in the backward. And downstroke means moving the birds in the downwards and the forward. So this type of movements. So because of these two types of movements, the birds will be able to fly in the sky. So children, so this is about different parts in the bird and different characteristics in the bird's body. So now we are going to learn about the classification of birds depending upon their flight. So all the birds can able to fly. So based upon their flight, the birds are classified into three types. So let us discuss the types of birds depending upon their flight. So children, so let us see the classification of birds based on their flight. So types of birds. So types of birds based on their flight. So types of birds based on their flight. So children, the birds are classified into three types based on their flight. So what are the three types? The first one is flightless birds. So the first one is flightless birds. And the second type is the birds which can fly over long distance. So fly over long distances. And the third type is the birds which can fly over short distances. So over short distances. So children, these are the three types of birds which are classified on the basis of their flight. So let us discuss about each one in detail. So the first one is flightless birds. So what are flightless birds? The birds which cannot fly are called flightless birds. So even though they are birds, they cannot fly. That's why those birds are called flightless birds. For example, if you take ostrich, so children, ostrich and penguin, ostrich, penguin and kiwi, so etc. So these are the examples for the flightless birds. So children, if you take ostrich, so ostrich is the biggest bird in the world. So even though it is a bird, it cannot fly. And also another one is penguin. So this penguin is also a bird, but it is cannot able to fly. So these penguins are observed in polar regions, that is ice cold regions. And also kiwi is one of the example for the bird which cannot fly. That's why these birds are called flightless birds. And see the next one. So fly over long distances. So which birds can fly over long distances? So the example for the birds which can fly over the long distances are, that is crow and pigeon are examples for the birds which can fly over long distances. So these birds can fly over long distances without tide and they can fly continuously in the sky without tiredness. And also swallow is also an example for the bird which can fly over long distances. So children, so these are the examples for the birds which can fly over long distances. And see the third one. The third type is the birds which fly over short distances. The example for such type of birds are example hen and cock and peacock, etc. So these are the examples for the birds which can fly over short distance. That means they just hop over a short distances and they cannot fly over long distances like crow, pigeon and swallow. And also there are some more birds like bulbul and sparrow. So children, even though these are the small birds, they cannot fly in the sky. So this bulbul and sparrow looking very small in size, but they cannot fly over longer distances in the sky. So these are the different examples, some examples for the birds which can fly over short distances. So children, so these are the three types of birds which are classified on the basis of their birds. The first one is flightless birds, that means which cannot fly. And the second one is flying over long distances. So these birds can fly over long distances continuously without tiredness. And the third one is these birds can fly over shorter distances. That means they just hop over smaller distances like hen, cock and peacock are examples for these birds. And other types of birds are prey birds. So another type of birds are prey birds. Children, what are prey birds? So especially some birds will eat the flesh of other animals and small insects. So those birds which will eat the flesh of small animals and insects are called prey birds or birds of prey. So that means birds of prey. So because these birds will eat the flesh of other small animals and small insects, that's why these birds are called prey birds or birds of prey. And examples for these prey birds are, it is eagle, vulture and hawk. So children, so these are some examples for the prey birds. So these birds can fly for a greater heights. So these birds can fly to a greater heights and their vision is very sharper and their eyes are very sharper. So they can even observe their prey over larger distance. That means over larger heights also. So they have such a sharper vision and sharp eyes. So with the help of their sharp eyes, they can able to observe their prey. from the greater heights also, and immediately they fall down and pick up their prey with the help of their claws and beaks. So children, so this is about prey birds. And there is another type of birds, that is aquatic birds. So children, what are the next type of birds? That is aquatic birds. So aquatic birds. So what are aquatic birds? So children, the word aqua means water. So the birds which live in water, so birds which live in water are called aquatic birds. So some birds can live in water. So those birds which can live in water are called aquatic birds. And there are two types of birds. So there are two types of aquatic birds. The first one is the birds which can swim in the water. So the birds which can swim in the water. So swim in water. So some aquatic birds will swim in water, and another type is some aquatic birds just wade in water. So wade means they can walk in water and they cannot swim in water. So those birds are called wade in water. So these are the two types of aquatic birds. That is, some birds will swim in water. For example, if you take a duck, so duck, and also swan. So children, this duck and swan are examples for the birds which can swim in water. So how can we swim in water, the ducks? Because these ducks and swan have webbed feet. So what is it? So webbed feet. So what is webbed feet? So if you observe the feet of ducks and swan, so you will observe that the fingers of their feet are joined by a thin layer of skin. That means the fingers of their feet are joined with each other by a thin layer of skin, and they cannot move independently like other animals and like other human beings. So children, here we can move our fingers independently, but these ducks and swan will have webbed feet. So the feet of their ducks and swan have fingers which are joined by a thin layer of skin. So such a type of feet are called webbed feet. So by using this webbed feet, this duck and swan can swim in water. So whereas if you take the birds which wade in water, they have long thin legs. They have long thin legs, and by using this long thin legs, they just wade in water, but they cannot swim in water. So what are the examples for these birds which can wade in water? Are it is crane, and flamingo, and ertigo, so etc. So children, so these are the examples for the birds which will wade in water. So the next type is aquatic birds. The birds which live in water are called aquatic birds. And in aquatic birds, there are two types. The birds which can swim in water. Example, duck and swan, they have a webbed feet. So because of their webbed feet, they can swim in the water. And also next one is the birds which will wade in water. That means they can walk on the water because they have long thin legs. They does not have webbed feet. They have long thin legs. Because of their long thin legs, they can wade in water. That means they can walk in the water. Example, crane, flamingo, ertigo, etc. are examples for aquatic birds. So children, so these are the different types of birds. So based upon their flight and based upon their feet. So now we are going to discuss the different types of birds based upon their eating habits.